Bitcoin and altcoins on the brink of breaking down or bouncing up this week. That's what we're going to go over in today's Sunday's market look ahead video. At the end, we're going to follow it up with the Stargate bots live trade check-in, look at all the bots, see what they're flashing, as well as I might do a little bonus giveaway riddle, $50 USDT giveaway if you can guess the riddle. So you're going to want to stay to the end because that's when I'll give you guys the question. As well, there's a couple news things that are coming up and events, as well as I have a little bit of a thesis as to what could unfold the rest of summer into what could then be the market top later this year, potentially, if we ultimately see a price turnaround sooner than later here and not lower for longer. So we have a lot of different things that we're going to go over in today's video. So if you're new here, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment, and let's dive into it. Oh, also too, I'm going to be jamming content, videos down your throat this week. So I think now's a good time to restart the 2024 price prediction videos. And we already got 42 different coins so far. If there's a coin that I did not cover that you want me to do a 2024/2025 price prediction video on, then leave a comment with the ticker and I'll do it. I promise you I'll do it. So another thing, some house announcements. I will respond back to all the DMs today. So just know that I'm working on it and I will get back to everybody on the DMs today. Apologies for the delay. So let's go into Bitcoin to start off. So let's recap. June ended up being doom, absolute bloodbath, and it spilled over until the 4th of July where we saw inverse fireworks. But now being at, we touched a low point of like 54K, currently trading at $57,000. And by the way, it's Sunday, July 7th, 12:36 p.m. So that's a little recap. Now let's go into the charts, look at the momentum, some signals, and what's flashing. So let me pull up the template here. And if we look at, because we want to look at some medium term to higher time frame charts, now's the most important time to do that, given that we basically broke down from a macro medium time frame. Right now, right off the gate, what I'm seeing is we have a 3-day prepare to buy soon. Pretty big signal, especially on Bitcoin. When you look to the past, and this is what I do, folks, I look at a signal that's flashing right now, but that's not enough. I need to look back to the left historically at the same signal and see what happened there on after to be able to gauge what could happen now. And if we look back to the last time we flashed a 3-day prepare to buy soon on Bitcoin, it was that capitulation back in August of last year. And ultimately, we didn't really go any lower. We just went sideways for maybe a handful of weeks till we got that buy now signal late September, and then we were off to the races. The last time before that we saw it prepare to buy soon was September 2022, and it actually hit this local bottom here at 18,300. We had a buy now in October 2022. We started to trend up, and then FTX happened. We only went a little bit lower, went sideways, and ultimately that was the bottom. If FTX didn't happen, that would have likely been the bottom, and we would have just kind of went sideways and started to head up at that point. Then the previous time before that was April 2022 all the way into like June of 2022. And we had a lot of 3-day prepare to buy soons, but ultimately the buy now signal came in July of 2022 saying, all right, we're done going down. The buy now came in, we had a little pop up, and then we really just were in our bear market sideways accumulation for months at that point. So that's why it's very important, though, to wait for that buy now signal. The reason why there was a ton of 3-day prepare to buy soons, and let me hide the snakes for a sec, a ton of them going down here back in 2022 is because we started to head into a bear market. We broke macro key structure, so there was a lot of selling happening, oversold period for a while until, all right, it said it's done, and then bang, the bottom came in. Then we saw back in December 2021, a lot of them as well too. And then the buy now came in and we went sideways for a handful of months. Then previously we saw 3-day prepare to buy soon in May of 2021, June of 2021, the buy now came in and then we had a double in price to do a double top. And then if we look at the previous bull market cycle, we saw 3-day prepare to buy soon in September 2019. We had a pop, went back down, same 3-day prepare to buy soon at the same level. Buy now, went back up, had a sell now, had our COVID crash, prepare to buy soon flash there, buy now came in, and then we sent it. So as you can see, the 3-day prepare to buy soon on Bitcoin especially is so key at being able to identify when the market could stabilize and when we're good to start, when that buy now comes in, when we're good to start heading back up in a big major way again. So love to see that signal, but we're not out of the woods yet. We need to see that 3-day buy now flash. And by gauging the momentum, we're not quite there yet. We have a little bit of some time that needs to go by, and prices need to remain stable until we can see that buy now flash. One thing that I'm seeing as well too, if we do see immediate continued downside, it's likely we're going to come down to 44K because we have that 786 right here. And if I hide the bottom indicators real quick, you can see from the low that we set in January to the high that we set in March, the 786 is right there at 44,257, which so happens to coincide with the 3-day 200 moving average as well too. And this trading kind of range that we were stuck in for months at that point too. So that would be the next level. In my opinion, well, actually 50K to 48K would be the next level. First stop, that psychological 50K to 48K. And that so happens to be actually the macro 786 from the bull market top to the bear market bottom. Remember, that was our concrete ceiling back late last year. We said we needed to break above. Once we did, we went to new all-time high. And the 786 is at that, I believe, $50K level. So that would be our first stop, 50K to 48K. If we were to continue going down here, that would be our first stop. And then if we breach that, maybe on a wick, we could see 44,000 come into play. And that would ultimately, in my opinion, be where we would likely find a big bounce at, maybe come right back up to 50K, 52K. And then worst case scenario would be 38K. Those are the downside levels. And as you can see, I picked 38K because we have the 3-day SMA, 3-day 200 SMA, which would be right at that level. But also it's the 2618 right there, 2618 of the micro fib. And like I say, when you break a 786, you can target a 2618. But depending on if we have that continued momentum to the downside, and if we don't get that buy now signal sooner than later. Another key thing, look at this little yellow dot. What that means is there's fear in the market. This is a fear and greed kind of index or kind of indicator. And we can look at the past times that there was yellow, just like back here in August, and just so happens to coincide with that 3-day prepare to buy soon. We had some fear back in October as well too. We had that buy now come in. We started to go up. So that was a previous time. The last time we seen it was like a year ago. And then before that was back in the FTX collapse. Same back here in September, we had the prepare to buy soon. So gauging that we have fear, that we have a 3-day prepare to buy soon, that we're at a key level, that also we touch a trend line descending support line like this. So we have that wick, this wick, and then we touched it right there at 53,000, I think it was. Yeah, see, like to a T, touched the wick. So with all those factors, in my opinion, this week, it's likely we're going to get at least a bounce back to 59.5K, 60K first before any potential further downside. Probably even might see a move back up to try to test 63.5K again, the 3-day 50 moving average right there. So in my opinion, we don't go down in a straight line. We don't go up in a straight line. We've already gone down for about like 45 days now straight. It's very likely July we see a little bit of a move up. We start to fly. And if it has wings, we'll know when that time comes. But for now, in my opinion, we're going to see a move back up before any potential lower downside, in my opinion. And then looking at the daily chart, we do see the 2-day chart, prepare to buy soons, a lot of them. And just like back here in the August, when that buy now comes in on the 2-day, that will start to spill into the 3-day, and we'll get more signs of, all right, we're going to start to do our big move. But seeing that we have a 2-day prepare to buy soon, the 3-day and the 1-day, and the 1-day might have flashed. No, we have a 1-day prepare to buy soon right now. If we can get that 1-day buy now flash, then that will spill into the 2-day, we'll spill into the 3-day, and we'll be out of the woods. But seeing that on the 12-hour, we are starting to see the momentum come up here. I would really like to see some continuation, maybe back above 58.5K to have this weekly candle close in about 7 hours happen, because then we might get that 12-hour buy now, which then, like I said, spill into the 1 day, will spill into the 2 day, and we could have a very solid week if that's the case. So this weekly candle close is going to be very interesting to tell us what's going to happen in the month of July, but ultimately where we're at in this cycle. So very positive signs at this moment. And to me, it looks like most of the blood is done for now. Then looking at Ethereum on the 1 day chart, we came back down to retest this low down here, touch it to a T. Like I said before, you break down from the 786. Where can you automatically target? The 2618. We went right to it, and we flashed a long entry right there as well too. Man, that's actually big, because we haven't seen a long entry flash since back here in September 2023 when Ethereum hit 1500. It hit 1500. The last time we saw that signal flash was then. We got the same signal right here, broke down from the 786, touched the 2618. We have high time frame key market structure right there as well too. So 2800 is likely the key level that we have bottomed at. But if we do see continued momentum to the downside, then we'll go to the 4236 at 2460, 2500, which will likely coincide with the 786 from this low to the high up here, wherever that may be. I think right there. Yeah. So that would be 2400, the 786, and then the 4236 extension. So those are our levels for Ethereum. But ultimately, we need to get back above first 3,000, which we're close to doing that. But 3,300 is the level that we want to see Ethereum get back above. And really, it's going to depend on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to lead the way. It's the daddy. And then Ethereum's the mommy. And then we look at the altcoins. And right now, the altcoins, looking at the daily chart, we are starting to see the stock RSI come up with momentum. We do see bullish divergence with the TSI with a low and a higher low currently. And we have a low and a way lower low in price action. The previous time that we did this was back here in April, when we saw that April liquidation event had a higher low right here in May 1st, and then until May 28th. So that all of May was pretty much trying to trend back up. So looking at the similarities here, looking at how the stock RSI came over as well too. We did the same thing here, bullish divergence. It looks like July, we're going to just start to trend back up, test some key levels before ultimately making the decision if we're going to roll back over or that was ultimately the bottom. So looking very solid on that daily chart. Looking at the 12-hour chart, we're starting to curl up as well too. And looking at the weekly chart, those higher time frames still need to see a reversal. We're not quite there yet. We need to have a strong week this week for that to happen, but it needs to happen quick because that 1 week TSI is right at that zero line. So if there's any week to do it, it's this week. So there's going to be some good opportunities coming up here for altcoins if we do see that come to light. And we have that yellow fear right there, just like back here in June of 2023 as well too. We had the yellow fear. That was our lowest point, and then we started to send it. Same with the FTX as well too. So also, we tested the 1 week 200 simple moving average, this red line, wicked right down to it, and prior high time frame key market structure right there as well too. It's looking good. Worst case scenario, if we see continued momentum lower, we go right to the top of the belly of the beast, maybe even dip a wick right into it, test these wicks over there, and that would be the opportunity of a lifetime for the last big dip before the massive move up. So things are looking pretty solid right now as far as, all right, the worst of it could be done. And then also looking at this trend line coming down like that, where we had the wick back in April, and then we touch it right there as well too. So looks pretty solid as far as the worst of it is likely over, in my opinion, on financial advice. Looking at the pump dump chart for altcoin specifically, the 12-hour chart, let me go to the daily chart right here. We are starting to see momentum curl over. We got rejected from this key structure back here in November 2023. When we broke down from this point back late last year, that was the point altcoins really started to send it up and from their lows. And now that we're back up here, altcoins are basically at the same level, and same with the pump dump chart. So rolling over from this level will just be a repeat of Q4 last year. And we've seen the wick, big wick up. Looking at the 12-hour chart, we already came up to the 786, got rejected so far. looking at the 12-hour momentum coming down. Let's look at the 6-hour. It's rolling over. Looking at the weekly chart, we need to see us get rejected here and start to roll over because it's rapidly going up to that 0 line. So we know what to watch here. And so far, it's looking like the worst of it could be done. All right, so that's that. That's the charts. Looking ahead, what I want to go in now is some key things that are coming up that could spur positive momentum for the market. Like, we can't forget about the Ethereum ETF set to launch anytime this month, as well as, and I want to verify this, but supposedly the Mt. Gox creditors may have to wait for up to 3 months to receive their Bitcoin. So it may take up to 90 days. And that would mean that we could have, and when altcoins and everything goes up 10, 20, 30x, it happens in that short amount of time. We could still see that 2024 market top, but first blow off top and the parabolic phase happen from now until 90 days, which brings us out to like September, October. Then the Mt. Gox payments hit those people's accounts, and then we see that big sell off. And then we have the election as well too. So I need to verify this, if this is the case, but that's something that I could see happening. Ethereum ETF, big momentum back into the market. Bitcoin finds its bottom. Ethereum starts to lead the charge. Ethereum's the mommy of altcoins. Altcoins recover in a massive way. We see altcoin summer, some good action. And then when we hit September, October, we start to see those payments start to hit from Mt. Gox, the election turmoil as well too. And then things could get shaky. That's one thesis that I'm looking at. But it all depends on the key things that we're talking about because the charts rule the day, in my opinion. So that's that. And then let's go into the bot live sheet. I'm going to check a couple key coins. I'm not going to go through all of them. If you're a Stargate VIP, you have the bot set up or the signals or what have you. All you got to do is go to the Stargate Live bot sheet, go to the TradingView template here, click on it. If you want to see if something's flashed or is going to flash, you just click on it and then it pops up. Just like right now, we have an activated prepare to buy soon on XRP on the 1 day. Pretty soon, it's going to flash that 1 day long entry. So this is now active, but it has not yet triggered. So very solid to see that, given that, I mean, this bot has nailed XRP swings for about 8 years now. So XRP looking solid. Let's go to like HBAR. HBAR activated, not yet triggered yet though. But the last time we seen 2-3 day prepare to buy soons, 2-3 day prepare to buy soons, then the buy now came in. It was June of last year. That was ultimate bottom before heading up. And then it sold these tops right at around 12 cents and then 9 cents. We're at like 6.5 cents right now. We even touched 6 cents. So we're getting some massive signs right now, to be honest, as far as, yeah, the worst of it could be over. And actually, you know what? I'm going to not go through all these coins because that's giving away the secret sauce, letting everybody know what these altcoins are flashing. I'm actually going to stop here and I'm going to do a members update for the bot live trades so you guys can get updated on all these altcoin signals. If you're not a member, stargate-ventures.com, put in a contact form, ask how you can get it. We'll dish it up for you. So that's going to be it. I'm going to leave it off at that. You know what to look for. You know what I'm watching. I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord in real time if anything changes. But for right now, things are looking solid. Sunday, weekly candle close is going to be very important. So keep your eyes peeled for those things to pan out as what I stated in the market update. So I'll see you guys in the Discord and in the next video. And I hope you guys have a good week.